Welcome to the Conscious Tutors Year 2 Maths Overview for Addition and Subtraction. So children in Year 2 will need to know the following vocabulary. For addition, they'll need to know the words put together, add, all together, and total. For subtraction, they will need to know take away, distance between, difference between, more than, less than, sum, and difference. So sum means total, or add, and difference means take away. So these are the new words for Year 2. The other words they would have learnt in Year 1. So the first objective that pupils are taught are to solve problems with addition and subtraction using concrete objects, so real life objects that they can move around, pictorial representations, so drawing, and that doesn't just involve using numbers, but it involves using quantities, so amounts of objects, and also measures. So they are going to be learning about centimeters, meters, they will learn about money, so that all comes into measures. They will also need to apply their increasing knowledge of mental and written methods. So children in Year 2 will need to rely on mental recall. They will be expected to know their number bonds to 10 and 20 more confidently. They will be expected to know their number bonds to 100 as well. So pairs of numbers that make 100, pairs of numbers that make 10, and pairs of numbers that make 20. Look at a few examples of the typical sort of questions that children would need to answer. For the second objective, to recall and use addition and subtraction facts to 20, that's their number bonds to 20 fluently, so quick recall, and derive and use related facts to up to 100. So we looked at number bonds to 20 in the Year 1 video. Here's an example of a number bond to 20, 11 plus 9 equals 20. Here's another one. I could have 16 plus 4 equals 20. Now if I just jump to this objective to show that numbers can be done in any order, and this one here to recognize the inverse relationship between addition and subtraction, we can write the same number sentence like this. 16 plus 4 equals 20, 4 plus 16 equals 20. This top one, 11 plus 9 equals 20, 9 plus 11 equals 20. So addition can be done in any order. It still gives you the same answer. However, subtraction cannot be done in any order. So 20 take away 4 equals 16, but 4 take away 20 does not equal 16. So children need to be taught to put the larger number first when subtracting. This second objective also tells us that we need to know related facts up to 100. So we can use the knowledge of our number bonds to 10 to help us derive our number bonds to 100. And children are expected to begin to see the patterns and see the links. So if we look at these 4 number bonds to 10, how do they correspond to number bonds to 100? Well, if 1 plus 9 equals 10, 10 plus 90 equals 100. If 2 plus 8 equals 10, 20 plus 80 equals 100. And so on and so forth. The third objective here is to add and subtract numbers using concrete objects, pictorial representations, and mentally. And there are 4 types. And there are 4 types of calculations that they're expected to work out. a 2-digit number added to a ones number. So that really is something like this. 11 plus 9 equals 20. So 11 is your 2-digit and 1 is your single digit, your 1-digit number. So that's adding a 2-digit to a single digit. Number 2, a 2-digit number and a tens number. So they could have the number 32 and they may need to add 20. It is a multiple of 10. We could have 45 and they may need to add 50. Could be 32, add 10. That's number 2, a 2-digit, add a tens number. One way in which they could be taught to do this is by partitioning the numbers, breaking that number up into its tens and ones. So place value is really important. These are our ones and these are our tens. So if we split that up, that's 30 and 2. And we're adding that to the number 20, which is made up of 0 ones, no ones, and 2 tens, which is 20. So when we combine these together, we've now got 20, 30 add 20, which is 50, and 2 add 0, which is 2. Combine those together, our answer is 52. That's one of the ways that they could be taught to add. Number 3 is to add a 2-digit number, add 2 2-digit numbers together. So this one looked at adding tens. We may be asked to add something like 17 add 34, where we're going to be crossing the 10 boundary. So let's have a look at this. Let's look at the same method. Got 10 here and 17, got 30 and we've got 4. So add our 10s together. 10 add 30 is 40, and then 7 add 4. Children might put 7 in their head and then count on 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And here we've crossed the boundary, so this is 10 and 1. So this can be combined again. 40 add 10 is 50. And then we had the 1 equals 51 together. So the fourth type of question is adding 3 1-digit numbers together. So children might need to add 5, add 2, add 8. So a question like this is good because the first thing we'd hope children would do is see the number bonds. This is where number bonds to 10 need to be learnt. And once they find a number bond to 10, so they've done 8 add 2 equals 10, you can just add the third number. So the answer is 15. If they're not confident with their number bonds, then teaching them to add the largest number first, 8, then adding the next number, 5, and then adding 2 is a method that they could use. However, the strongest method to use is to be able to rely on their number bonds. So just to recap on this last objective, is to show that addition of 2 numbers can be done in any order. That's called commutative. And subtraction of one number from another number cannot be done in any order. And the final objective for year 2, addition and subtraction, is to recognise and use the inverse relationship between addition and subtraction, and use this to check calculation and solve missing number problems. So if we had, for example, 34 add something equals 56, children can solve this by the use of a number line. That's one way in which they could do it. So they want to get to 56. They are on 34. So using their knowledge of jumping, maybe they might want to jump in 10 to get themselves to 44. Make another 10, will take them to 54. They need to have an understanding that if they make another 10, it will take them past 56. So now they're there on 54. You can see that their 10s are in the right bracket, and they've just got to make 2 jumps to get to 56. Add 1, add 1. We'll just do the jump of 2 in one go. And then adding these up, 10, add 10, add 1, add 1 equals 22. So 34 add 22 equals 56. Now that last objective says to be able to check those by using the inverse. So that means 56 take away 22 equals 34. So here, once again, we can use our number line. I've got 56 here, and I want to take away 22. So let's take away 10. It's counting back 46. Take away another 10 from our 22. It's 36. And then take away 2. That takes 35 and 34. Thank you for listening to the Conscious Tutor. That was the Year 2 Maths, Addition and Subtraction overview.